Okay, what are we working on? We are working on round decimals and mixed numbers. The code is 5RT for your 8th grade IXL. And it says, what is 835 and 2/13 rounded to the nearest whole number? Oh, okay. So nearest whole number means we're looking into the ones place and we have to look at the fraction. Okay. So if your fraction is less than half, then we don't touch that number. If it's 1/2 or greater, then it would bump up to a 6. Okay. So 2/13 is nowhere near the halfway point of the fraction, right? Even 6, we know 6/12 would be a half of a compatible number, right? So half of 13, it would have to be 6.5 over 13 to be able to bump that 5 up to a 6. So since we're not even close, let's just leave it at 835. Okay, in a similar way, nearest whole number, notice 7/14 simplifies to a half. 7 is a half of 14. So since this is the halfway mark, we're going to bump this number up to a 4. It rounds up to the nearest whole number, meaning it's going to be 204. Let's go ahead and jump up a level, see what we're working with here. Okay, so what is 350 and 9/15 rounded to the nearest hundred? To the nearest hundred. Okay, so now we look at the hundred place, which is 3, right? And we're looking at the number next door, which is the 5. If this number is 5 or more, we're going to bump this up because remember, it has to be at least halfway to the next 100, and 50 is the next halfway to the next 100. So 350 rounds to 400. We bump up that 3. Okay. All right. What is 39 and 47 hundredths to the nearest 10? Again, we look at the 10, it's the 3, right? We look next door, and the 9, if this number has to be 5 or more to raise the score. So we're going to raise the score to a 4 and add a 0. Okay, let's do some more because these are fast. To the nearest 10. So the 10's place is 2, right? Because 1, 10. Okay, so 2 is the 10's place. We look at the 1's place next door. If this is 5 or more, we raise the score. Is it 5 or more? Nope. So we're just going to leave it alone. Leave it at 21. Actually, I believe they want us to an even 10, which would be 20. What about 5/25 and a fourth rounded to the nearest 10? So we look at the tens place, which is the 2, right? Then we look next door at the 5. If the 5 is 5 or more, we raise the score, which means it's going to be 530. Nearest 10. All right, what about 9 and 4/32 rounded to the nearest whole number? So this is the whole number. So we look to the fraction. Is the fraction half or more? Not even close, right? So we're going to round it to 9. We're going to round it down to 9. Okay, what about this to the nearest hundredth? Okay, so this is where we get a little trickier because this is going to be tenths, hundredths. This would be thousandths. Okay, the way I like to think of it is to figure out the trick is take any decimal number, right? Like this one, 7936. And this is 1/10, this digit, because we just added 0. This is the hundredth. This is the thousandth, and so forth, okay? So rounded to the nearest hundredth, we look at 10th hundredth. This is 9. Then we're going to look next door at the 3. Is it 5 or more? No, we don't raise the score. We're just going to keep it at 6.79. We're going to leave it alone. 6.79. All right, we're going to do one more. Last one. What is 393 and 25/50ths rounded to the nearest whole number? Whole number means ones place. So we look at 25/50ths. Is this half? Is this a half fraction or more? It is. 25 is half of 50. So we're going to bump this 3 to a 4. And our final answer is going to be 394.